Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bobby's Block Podcast. We got a special guest in the building today. Round of applause, man.
Hey.
We got a comedian extraordinaire, actor extraordinaire, man. You've seen him all over the internet, and he's breaking into TV in a big way, man. I love this guy. Everyone loves this guy. If you see it, the energy is just insane when he's on stage, crushing. I love your chocolate sundaes clips, man. Multi-times viral. We got the great Tahir Moore in the building, man. Hello, Tahir. What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. You know, a little winded. I got dropped off at the wrong spot. That was my fault. Got to start taking the headphones off when I get in the Uber so I can confirm the location. Walked over here with luggage. You know,
he had
like
to cross three. He had to cross 3 streets.
I did, man. I did.
I would have came to find you if I knew you had all that stuff. On the phone, it didn't sound like you had that many bags.
You know what? It doesn't seem like that many till you're hiking. You got a roller bag and a backpack and a satchel. You be like, man, I miscalculated this greatly.
I saw you doing the uncle walk across the street, man with the bag, with the suitcase.
It's some hills. They're not big hills, but it's a little hilly in this area. You don't think that about Austin, but yeah, man, it was a little incline. So
yeah, well, listen,
hit the inhaler.
I'm glad you switched up. All right, listen, I met Tahir yesterday, and he had on some cowboy boots. Man, you were kind of fitted up, low key.
Hey, I tried.
You had that shit on.
I came with that Texas swag, baby. I call cowboy boots Texas heels, and it'll be the last time I'll be wearing those bad boys. I'll tell you that.
It wasn't a good experience.
It was not, man. Not for a long time. I didn't have no insoles in them, so it's just like. It's just bad arch in the heel and straight on the concrete. I was like, yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
I was a hood rat. As soon as I left out the club, I took them out. I walked to the car in my socks. I'm not proud of it, but
I didn't notice that.
And then I got to the corner. I was like, Tone, just go get the car. Yeah, I waited for Tone to come grab me.
As dirty as these streets, they literally call it 36.
I threw the socks away.
Okay,
I know they weren't making it back home, but I couldn't go any further. So, you know what I'm saying? Very much hood rat activity.
Holy shit,
bringing St.
man.
Louis to Texas, you know.
I'm happy to have you here. It was real cool getting to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Walking into, we were at Creek and Cave last night, so I didn't know that you were going to be there. You're here in Austin doing.
I'm doing the Can't Even Comedy Festival. With the Field House at Crossover, and yeah, man, rocking out with the guys over at Can't Even and doing a podcast later with Uncle Laser.
Yeah,
and then I think the show kicks off around 8. So. Yeah, it's rocking out with them.
That's gonna be fun, man. So, pretty much, like you've been to Austin before that you were talking about.
Yeah, I did Cap City last year. I want to say.
Yeah,
it was hot. You know what I'm saying? You forget how hot Texas get, but yeah, man, it was hot. Almost passed out. Walking to there, won't do that no more. I'm always gonna take that golf cart from the hotel. But, yeah, it was. But yeah, I like Austin, man. I think it's fun. I think it's a dope city.
This much stuff wasn't out here when you were here, like, or you didn't come to this side.
I didn't come to this side. We stayed literally like 8 minutes walking distance from Cap City.
Yeah.
So I don't know the last time I've been like in this area of Texas with Austin. Maybe like 2019. So it's been a minute for sure. 2018 maybe. It's been a minute for sure. So
that's definitely a while.
I had no idea y'all had this many clubs.
Yeah.
Like this is like the Southern New York comedy scene. Because y'all got, 7 clubs just down here?
A lot of them are popping up, man, all over the place. But yeah, like this street right here has like maybe 7, 6. We coming to you live from Sunset Strip, by the way.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Sunset. We here in the green room hanging.
It's on top of a chicken restaurant.
Yeah. And they got good food. You know?
I'm going there right after I leave. I'm starving right now. Absolutely starving.
Food extraordinaire too, man.
Yeah, I love food.
Good eats. Yeah, I think you post some good food.
I try to.
Yeah.
I like to eat good food, so I try to put people on some places. I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna hold you. I gatekeep.
You gatekeep food, yo. That's crazy.
Right? Absolutely. I don't want that shit like overcrowded. And then the quality goes down. Yeah, I'm not Keith Lee.
Why would the quality go down?
Because too many people start showing up. Now they rushed. Right? Like now we gotta get this order out. Table 14 and wait for 30 minutes. And now the quality goes down. You gotta let certain shit simmer.
That's hilarious, man.
Can't rush the process.
But it's in the restaurant's best interest to have the most people coming to their thing.
Well, I'm a regular, so you're always gonna get me. I got to stand in reservation at some of my restaurants.
Oh my gosh! Well, what's your favorite food to eat? What's your favorite meal?
Favorite food
to
eat. My favorite food probably would still be pizza, even though I don't even eat it that much. I can't really fuck with it like that.
I could bust down.
But I love Mexican food as a whole. Like it's so many options when it comes to Mexican food. So love Mexican food, love Indian food, love Mediterranean food, love Italian, love Chinese food. They got love food, bro. American food I fuck with too. You know what I'm saying? You can get a good meatloaf on there, get some mac and cheese, some shit like that, fried chicken.
I'm just okay. You said that. I'm imagining a very patriotic person listening to that conversation. You naming all them other countries. You don't love American food, man. All
the shit that I named, they're in all of the most patriotic cities. You go to Texas, you're gonna find a good Chinese spot. You're gonna find a good pizza spot. I guarantee you some Mediterranean spot that be popping in that bitch too. So you know, you say what you want, but you patriotic niggas be in them hookah spots too. You got a mouthful of skull, whatever that fucking chewing tobacco is, but you niggas be in that hookah spot too, trying to fuck with them chicks. So.
Skull, the dip shit people be doing.
Yeah.
People be doing that out here.
I know they do.
Leaving
shit out on the side of your truck for spinning it out the window on the highway. You know what the fuck going on.
You know the game.
You know the game.
Oh man, you just turned 40, man. Happy 40th. This is late as hell, but you know
I celebrate for the whole month.
Oh yeah,
I'm waiting
one of those?
Aries. Yeah, I'm waiting to the Aries season when I'm celebrating.
You just taking over everybody.
Yeah, fuck Aries. My wife's an Aries. Aries season starts March 8th after my birthday. Yeah, everything up to March, February, whatever until but specifically March 7th to April 7th. It's all Pisces season.
How has this birthday been going for you? Like what?
It's been great. My wife threw me a party. Did a show.
A surprise party? Did you know?
No, I knew it was going to be at this club. My homeboy is part owner of a couple clubs downtown LA. But I was impressed with how many people were there. But it was a great night. We had a great night. Then we flew to St. Louis. Her mom got married on that Saturday. I did a show that Sunday at Helium there. Great time, sold out crowd. And came right back and got back to business. Finished filming and all that type of shit.
Little air horn right there, man. Working busy, yo.
Yeah.
Why were you surprised with how many people came? You didn't expect a lot of people?
Well, we know a lot of the same people, but she doesn't have all my contacts. So I didn't know if she was going to be able to invite everybody. But she did a great job, man. It was lit. It was litty in the city. And it was a couple titties out.
Hey,
a couple titties out.
That's the best, yo.
Yeah, man.
There were some great titties when I was in LA. I've only been there like a couple times, but I did enjoy the vibe.
A lot of people go there to
breast capital.
It's breast capital, baby.
I've never heard nobody call it that.
Yeah, you know, certain circles, you know.
Oh my, I love that, man. To hear pretty much, you know, your work with All Def Digital and all that other stuff is pretty much how I got introduced to you when I was, you know, younger and first, like, you know, getting out on the web and stuff like that. When would you say people got introduced to Tahir Moore?
Probably about the same time.
Yeah.
I was doing comedy shit before that and doing a couple videos on Instagram, but not nearly as much as I started ramping it up when I started working for All Def. It's crazy, man, because the internet is so powerful. Like when first time I went to London, I had people recognize me left and right, and I took my mom with me. My mom, my wife, my younger sister, and my god sister went with me. And I was glad my mom was there because she actually got to see people recognizing me from my work.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because she was like, when I first started doing comedy, she was like, "You should probably just stick to acting." She was not, not the biggest supporter.
Okay,
but she was.
Wait, so you were acting before comedy?
No, I acted in I've always been in theater in school.
Okay, got it.
From elementary on up, I've always been in theater. I was in a theater club in college and everything, and did a couple small gigs in St. Louis, but nothing like big until I got to LA. So
but you were in London with your mom.
And it was great. But all the people recognized me from All Def. They didn't recognize me from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Insecure, any of the commercials. It was all from All Def.
Stun on them real quick. You know, some air horns. I see you dropping it.
You know what I'm saying? We can go on. There's a list.
Trust me, I had some in the bank.
You know what I mean?
You know, you've been working, man.
Yeah.
Moving up. So, pretty much. How did she feel about it after that? Was she like, it was cool for her to watch?
Yeah, it was absolutely cool for her. I mean, the comedy paid for that trip. She didn't have to come out of pocket for anything, so it was super dope to do that. But she still was like, "Yeah, you still should act though." Yeah, I think she just, you know, she think that's probably a bigger paycheck. She doesn't understand like the versatility with comedy. Like you put out a special or put out a fire vehicle and a video and you can tour for the rest of your life. You know, as long as you keep creating new sets. So, but she's coming around. She's coming around.
No, that's amazing, man. You already started naming off a couple of them. We could go into your acting realm in the world, man. Moving up in the you were on Abbott Elementary, man. Come on,
2 seasons of Abbott. I got another episode.
Come on,
in a couple weeks. A lot of Spectrum commercials, Chase commercials, H&R Block. A lot of stuff that I forgot about too. Honestly, I don't watch any of my my stuff that I act in.
What? Why?
I don't know. I mean, you don't see a lot of rappers listen to their own music unless they're in the club either.
I 100% see rappers listen to their own music.
A lot of rappers I rock, they don't listen. Like Currency doesn't listen to his own stuff. He's one of my favorite rappers.
Currency a real one though.
Yeah.
He you know. I feel like you have not even that you have to, but I think it's interesting that you don't. That's like
I was there.
That's like, so do you listen to your comedy sets?
Yeah, when I'm like punching something up, but I usually do it when I usually do more audio than video. When I'm listening to comedy, I'll listen for the break. I'll listen for the applause break. I'll listen to something that I thought was going to get a bigger roar, and it didn't. You're like, what can I do there? What can I switch it? But I don't really like. I don't know. At first, it started off as a silly superstition, and then it was just like, well, I was there.
Yeah.
Like we have a assistant that does all the QA for, the quality QC all for the for our podcast. So I have no reason to do it there. And then the editor catches anything she doesn't, and So I don't even like. I very rarely look at the clips. Yeah. Just because I don't know, just focus on the next thing.
Yeah. All right, that's interesting. But I'm trying to get into that, world of things. What was that like for you? Like being, before you got the role. How did that even come about? How did that start happening?
What not looking at the stuff or
no, with when you started getting roles and stuff like this.
A lot of it just came from my agent. He would obviously submit me for the roles, and I would submit the audition. Or going back then, we were still going into for a lot of all the auditions for the most part. You never really did a self tape unless you weren't in town or something to go to the audition. So a lot of that just came from just taking myself into the room and just being as big as possible. I'm always like, if I can win the room over, then they'll drop their guard and they'll actually see me for who I am. If you go in kind of timid and shit like that. So I just go in, I just try to win the room. Like you could do a lot in that 10 seconds that you're walking in the room and they're telling you where to stand. So I always try to do that. And even on my auditions that I submit now, a lot of them self-tapes, I try to, when I'm giving my slate, I try to throw a little something in there, a little button on it at the end when I'm giving my height or something, just so I can, have a little flair, a little personality before I get to the actual audition.
What was the first role you were excited about that you got?
Obviously Insecure was super dope. Huge. Brooklyn Nine-Nine was dope. I didn't know the role. A lot of times when you're a guest star, unless you're a super big name, a lot of times they don't send you the copy or the script until the night before. Sometimes I get it on set, so I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the whole episode is about. I don't know the plot.
That's interesting.
I don't know the arc or anything. I like a lot of times I get that shit on set or the night before. Same with the call sheet. So, that part can be a little challenging, but a lot of times I don't have too many lines, so I can remember it with a couple hours of practice.
Yeah, but you got a big energy a lot of times. Like it definitely jumps off. Like even on stage and stuff like that. I definitely I think that's definitely a good part. It's always fun. It's always a fun time when you're either on screen or either on stage.
I want to go big. I can't wait till I get bigger and they give me like a villain role. I would love to be a villain.
You want to be? I think. Wow. Absolutely. Tahir Moore as a villain. Now I can see you being a villain.
That is no surprise. If you type in Tahir Moore and villain, a lot of shit will come on. Yeah. My first tour, I called it the villain tour. There's a lot of shit that I just don't like that traditional people like. Pets.
Yeah. You don't like pets?
Fuck no, bro. Anything that can't wipe his own ass, even after a certain age, I'm dumb with that, bro.
That's funny.
Like kids are also sucky. I don't fuck with kids. I got a vasectomy.
Salute.
Yeah, man. I'm 40 now. Like something about a child's laughter, how it makes most people smile. I'm like, ugh. It's a baby that moved in.
Babies just make Tahir mad.
Oh my God. I moved in our complex. And the parents like to leave the window open, and so we hear this baby crying, and my wife has loudly shouted, "Shut the fuck up!"
To a baby,
in our house, and like the people were like, "Come on, it's a baby." We heard it was like, "Come on, it's a baby." Like we don't give a fuck, bro. Like if you gonna have that baby, close your windows. Like we didn't ask to be brought into your family. We're not looking after this baby. We're not babysitters. We're not texting you, "Hey, the baby's." No, get you a fucking nanny cam, turn your air on. Or get a Dyson fan. Man, close that fucking window, bro. We've wrote a lot of letters to the office because one guy, I guess he's in a band, and this motherfucker would like play his instrument loud, and it's like, bro, close the fucking window.
Yeah. Does she do they respond to the letters? Do they listen?
They'll send out like a mass email. Like, hey guys, just as a reminder.
Okay.
Blah blah blah. But yeah, absolutely. I'm snitching.
So they ain't snitching. They ain't say, building number 859.
No, they don't put them on blast like that. They just do it as a general announcement type thing, which is cool for me. But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know it's me.
You're knocking on the door.
I'm very like proud of telling on people when it's getting to that point, because it's like, bro, we all pay the same amount. Some people pay more.
Yeah.
I'm not here for that. So
yeah. That's insane, yo.
Yeah.
From St. Louis to LA, what was that different? Like, what do you like about living out in LA now?
LA always has something going on. Like, there's always something to do. That's one of the beautiful things about LA, is that it's always something to do. You can find somewhere to kick it, somewhere to eat, and it can be different every single time. The most popping nights I've had, the most fun have been through the week, like a Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Monday type situation, and you really can't do that in like a smaller city like St. Louis.
Yeah.
You don't have that many options. The city closes early. There's just not that much cash flow that can keep things up and substantially flowing at that rate.
Really? Well, maybe I need to just meet different people. I felt like when I was in LA, I felt like LA closed pretty early in my head.
Oh yeah. No, they close at 2.
Yeah.
For most things, for like the general public.
Okay.
But like, like the right people, there's a ton of after hour spots.
Really? Okay.
I go to this one party called Thug Tears. It doesn't start till 12.
That's good. That's dope.
And that shit is crazy, bro.
Because niggas be late, so it probably started like 1:30.
I mean, no, by 1 it's nicely crowded.
Oh, it's jumping.
By 2 it's crazy. So me and my squad, we go in there, we'll post up, grab us a couch, and they got like, it's because it's not an actual club. They just rent different venues and they throw this dope ass party, and it's like 4 DJs throughout the night. It's fucking fun. So, but I feel like right now LA is a necessary evil. It's like, if you really want to act, you're really going to be in LA or New York. Atlanta now, because it's popping. Chicago, you can get some decent roles in, but you got to be on one of those coasts for the most part, unless you're already established, like like the homie Tone Bill, where they're calling you for roles, or they already have somebody and they can reach out to you because you're already established. They know what you're going to bring to it, and it's just if you want the role or not.
Shout out to Tone, by the way, man. A good dude.
It's my dog.
Yeah. Before I just moved here in September. Before I moved here, I was actually going to move out to LA.
Right.
I want to do that. Out here,
you was there for a couple months, right?
Yeah, I was trying to live. I was trying to live. You know what? Low key, it just came out of nowhere. That was the most. I'm from Florida, but I have never seen so much come out than when I was in LA.
It's so frequently used at places.
I spent the whole. I turned my thing was, when I turned 25. All right, I'm gonna leave Drax, but I'm gonna go see where I can go do comedy and figure things out at. So I wanted to do
I'm gonna leave and go see where I can do cocaine in. I was like, you are brazen, sir. That is a wild ass.
I started comedy in Tallahassee. It's Florida State and FAMU. It was some out there. It was, it was my first time seeing it.
I know about all of my closest friends from Tallahassee. So,
but I was gonna go to LA because I wanted to get into acting and like learning how to write and stuff like that. Like I've been trying to finish this course from Sydney.
I was just finna tap you about Sydney. Yeah, all right, Jit.
So I honestly, bro, I wanted to be best to it, but I moved out here and that shit just got so much harder, man. Yeah. Like, but I hopefully he let me still get through it, man. I got to tap it, but he's been giving me a lot of. He was very patient. Yeah, he was a good teacher. You know what I'm saying? And I did that before I came here, so I was pretty. Good about it back home. But out here, I stand up every night, even if it's just open mics and all that stuff and showcases. But I do want to get into the acting realm and the world of that stuff because I feel like I'd be good at it and like learning how to write better. But that's just not here yet.
Yeah, no, it's not yet, but I think it's going to start. I was talking to somebody, actually talking about this yesterday, and we was talking about how the landscape is about to change so much because so much stuff is not shot in LA now. They're actually I think Netflix is about to get some property down here. And they shoot so much stuff in Toronto. Mexico City is a huge location for them shooting now. It's so much cheaper. They still have sound stages. They got all the equipment. They can get, workers for a third of what they're doing now out in LA and other places. So it's going to change. And Tom was talking, a couple of people I talked to, and they said that the landscape might change from like Abbott might be one of the last shows we get 22 episodes of. It might go to 8.
I've been seeing
and they might
that.
be doing it like a year and a half when they renew it and shit like that. So it's going to change a lot, which is going to make it a little bit more competitive, but it also opens it up to like, fuck it, if you know how to write a script, then just write a 6-part web series. Yeah. Like that's my goal now. I'm going to try to do a web series, give it to my Patreon first, take some, suggestions from them, and then I'll put it out every week on YouTube and see what happens from there.
That's genius.
Right at this point, it's like there's so many actors and comedians out in LA and New York and all these places. We're all fighting for the same limited roles. Some people are qualified, some people are connected. You know what I'm saying? So you either gonna wait for somebody to hand you something, or you just go out there and make your own, and eventually somebody will catch wind of it and be like, yo, I want to fuck with this. So the key is to stay motivated, stay busy, and not get jaded, because it's so easy to get jaded out there.
Yeah, look,
it's so fucking easy to get jaded.
That had me fucked up here for like the last couple. I just got out of that. All right, well, fuck all the bullshit and shit. I'm gonna just do what I can do here, get what I need, and then figure it out. Go from where.
Having a room,
I had that. Yeah,
is one of the most powerful things you could do as a comic. Because you can always work out so much stuff, and a joke can be made into a whole goddamn show. You know what I mean? So much shit can be made. Like Shanae was, one of the jokes that Martin used to do.
I used to love that show.
So I mean, like just get you something, a monthly, a weekly, or something, and put as much shit against that wall as possible, and keep the shit that sticks. So
no, that's dope. So pretty much, you think you think that changing will be like there will be more people out here auditioning their roles and stuff like that? You think LA would still be the spot?
Oh, LA is still gonna be the place. Yeah.
Okay.
Austin is cute, but don't do that. Don't be crazy.
I think the same
Bless your
thing.
heart. Yeah. I think they might shoot some stuff like that. I think they're gonna shoot wherever they can and get the best price for it, and wherever the people are closer. And if it's enough local people, stars or whatever that they can get, they're gonna do that there. And then the big people, they might fly in, but they're not gonna do that for a whole movie like that, unless it's like a big franchise like Marvel or Dune or something like that. But outside of that, you're not going to get a whole lot. Even movies are like on the decline. Like a lot of people are making movies for, $10 million, and sometimes they're doing a limited run in theaters. Shout out to Avion Crockett. He produced and financed. Him and his man Demain did that movie, A Hip Hop Story, and it's funny. It's like
shout out Avion, man.
Adam Sandler funny, like Happy Gilmore, Waterboy funny.
Yeah.
Hell, it's a really good movie. So if it's somewhere near you, when it hits online, go support that. We did a private viewing of it at UTA. And I was in there I started laughing like in the first 5 minutes. This shit finna be good.
Yeah,
and it was.
I love that. Yeah,
it was so good.
Dope, man. He been a bit. I've been watching him like way back, like Wildin' Out and all them days.
Yo, he's so talented. He's one of the most talented peers that I have. Like of this generation, Afiana is definitely in the top 10. Like when it comes to like impressions, comedy. Like just everything, he really like throws himself into a character. So shout out to him.
He came through Comedy Zone. So I'm from Jacksonville, and he ripped it, man. Like that was my first time getting to see him. Yeah, shout out to the Ville, man. I miss that place so much. But yeah, he went crazy the whole weekend, man. So he very shout out Afion Crockett, man. If you don't know who he is, you sleep pretty much. Everyone, I feel like everyone knows Afion at this point. I don't give a fuck, Keisha. Like, oh my, come on, man.
Yeah, Afe is good. He's good people.
But what do you think that you're most proud of that you've done, man? You've accomplished a lot. I feel like you grinded a lot.
Yeah. Outside of work stuff, just being a pretty good dad and a dope husband, a dope best friend to my wife. Man, I'll never not take an opportunity to plug my wife. She's dope. She was patient with me on an emotional level while I got my shit together. Like, comedy it's a hard walk, bro. Like, and a lot of times when people aren't in entertainment, they don't understand the FaceTime you have to put in, like going to a club, just hanging out, not even getting up, just hanging out. But you got to build those relationships. You got to nurture those relationships. You got to be present so you don't become out of sight, out of mind when people are booking for shows and shit like that. And then, I wasn't as emotionally available as I thought I would. So between her and therapy, like it's a 180-degree difference of who I was like 8 to 10 years ago. Really? And I owe a lot of that to my wife and her patience and my daughter and the way that they just love me. I realized when they moved in with me, I had never, I didn't know how to love somebody, especially a woman, outside of it being like intimate. And I didn't know that intimacy didn't automatically equate sex. Like pod outlet together. And so like, being a girl dad, like when she just needed like just a dad, like a nigga to be there to just like listen. And I didn't know how to provide that affection because I moved out at 14. I had a kid at 14. I got shot at 14. I got kidnapped, set on fire at 14. My best friend was killed in my house at 14. I was gone. So emotionally, I've just like I was hollow because I didn't know how to love. Like my mom was my best friend. When she found out I had the kids, she stopped talking to me. She started talking at me, and that shit just hurt me. And so I left, and I built this wall, and I didn't let any emotions in or out. I love people. I said it, and I did care about them. Like genuinely didn't want anything to happen, but I didn't know how to love for real. And my wife, not knowing all of that, still accepted me and stayed with me, and worked with me and prayed for me. And yeah, man, I'm a better person because of it. So I will always plug my wife for that. That's
awesome,
what I'm most proud.
You can't hear that, but they clapping right now.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Yeah.
So,
that and cocaine. I didn't think I was going to be good at selling cocaine, but nigga, I am really pretty good at it.
It's cool. The most money I've ever made was when I was selling the weed, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Ever since I've been trying to do legal stuff, I've been broke as hell.
Bro, I'm not good at fractions, so like weighing shit up is not, I joke about it, but I'm not good at it. I would be a horrible drug. I tried it for like a week and a half in high school and just, I was bad at it,
You were bad?
I didn't make, I lost money. I was asking it. And then I waited till I was like in 11th grade to try to start selling it.
That's too late. That's too late.
And niggas know I didn't smoke it. I was working a job, so they was just like, you a narc, bro. Like, and, one of my homies who was kind of popular, like I was, like bought it from me because I think he felt bad. And I asked him how it was. He was like, yeah. And I was like, fuck, I ain't got no good weed.
No, you don't got good weed hurt though,
bro.
Being a seller, when you find out, niggas be like, what?
Grand opening, grand closing. I was out, bro. I was like, I'm looking over my shoulder like somebody gonna rob me for this little amount of weed that I got. But it was too stressful.
You can rob you like, bro, you don't even want this. It's not even good weed.
Not even good, bro.
You
gonna get mad and come back and rob me again because. But yeah, I was way better at stealing money from White Castles than I would at selling weed. I was hitting White Castles over the head, but selling weed was just me and my manager after 12 o'clock, we would just send everybody home. So when we were working overnights, I would just start with a bank of like $65. So I would have 10s, 5s, and 1s, and then I'd probably have like $2 and change. And I knew the whole order back then. A number one was like $3.77. It was $4.07 if you wanted to get cheese on all of the burgers. If you wanted to substitute the fry for the chicken ring, that was like a $1.79 difference. So I knew all the numbers, so I would just have the bank right here. I only rang up, I pretended to ring up on the drive-through. We would lock the inside, so we force everybody to come through. So, I would take, get the money like that, ring up like every third or fourth car, and then, keep the big orders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we were in charge of doing the inventory. We were doing inventory overnight, so we, just,
that's
fluff the numbers.
That's a finesse, yo.
You know what I'm saying? That morning, we both walk away with like between $400 and $600. So.
Yo, clap it up, bro. Clap it. That's crazy. I should have thought about that when I was working at Panera Bread.
Nah, see, there's too many people at Panera, bro. Okay. I mean, you could a little bit, but I mean, if you would have to have a manager that's on part and like with the shit.
You're right.
You can't just do that with another employee.
How did you pitch that idea to the manager?
Oh, she brought it to me. She was a hood nigga. Yeah, mouth full of gold. You know what I'm saying? We used to go out and kick it and shit. We had the strip club together. She was like, man, we should start hitting their ass. She was doing that at another store before she got moved to our store.
Yeah.
So she just put me on. I was like, fuck it, I'm with it.
Shit, man.
Yeah. But all that shit, all the money I got and all the shoes and clothes and shit I bought with that money, somebody broke into my first apartment, stole all that shit. Yeah. God was like, this ain't your path. So that shit didn't last. They probably stole like $1,800 from me out of my apartment, and they stole like 9 pair of Diesel shoes. This one, Diesel first came out, and I went to the mall and went crazy.
Oh, Shaq?
Nah, Diesel. Like it was a clothing line. Diesel. They started with shoes, and I think they might have had some pieces like apparel, but they also had cologne and some shoes. If I show you, you'll be like, "Oh, Diesel, it's like 2000. It's like 2002, 2003."
Okay. Oh, all right.
Don't say it. Just leave it alone. You don't have to do that, my nigga. We already touched on 40 up top. You don't have to keep. You know what I mean?
I think that's beautiful, man. I want to get to that. Yeah. I would love to get. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful place.
Especially since I found this game early. I feel like doing it and be the longevity of it.
Yeah. I mean, comedy definitely helps when you have had many walks of life. That's why they say it takes most people 10 years to find your voice, especially if you're starting like right out of high school, because all you know is school.
Yeah.
So, you might have fucked a little bit, you might have cursed, you might have, done some bullshit, but most people, by the time they're 18, haven't done like a lot of the shit that like Richard Pryor had done or Eddie Murphy had done or shit, even my crazy ass life. By 18, I was a dad. I had worked at junkyards. I had worked at White Castles. I had been homeless, like set on fire, kidnapped, all that shit by age 18. So most people don't have enough shit to talk about. But even at that age, I didn't know how to like form a fucking joke, so I still needed time to like perfect the craft. So
I feel like that's where I am right now, where it's like I've been doing comedy for 5 years now, a little over 5 years, and I have a pretty good 5, 10, 15 set, but I've the last like month I've been trying to think, okay, well, how do I get to 30, how do I get to all this stuff since I moved out here, and I feel like this has been the hardest part for me to like try to create more out of that.
I mean, bro, it's crazy because I've never ever owned a diary or a journal or anything like that. But as of late, I've been just writing down like past experiences and stuff like that. And it's twofold. One, it helps me address trauma and pain that I didn't know I was still dealing with or suffering from. Because sometimes we just think about some shit and we're like, oh, I gave it some time. But like sometimes you just need to verbally say it. I've learned it's helped me, like just saying like what the fuck I'm dealing with aloud and what I can do about it aloud helps me sometimes process a little bit, but also accept it. But then also it's like you start writing and then it'll tap into something that you might have forgot about, whether from a traumatic experience and you push it down deep or you just simply forgot about it. But when you start writing, you're like, oh shit, I forgot this happened. Let me write this down. This might actually be good for stage.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I ain't gonna say I willingly put myself in bullshit situations, but I definitely found myself in a lot of bullshit situations that I could have avoided early, but I was like, let me see how this shit gonna go.
Yeah.
Because it might be a good story. So
I like so you're saying pretty much instead of like sitting down and trying to write a joke, you sit down and like start writing experiences that you've already had.
Bro, that's the best way for you to be unique. Because ain't nobody lives your life but you. And we might have linear thinking, we might have similar experiences, but nobody's going to have the experience that you had. And it's a way to cut down on people like saying, oh, I got a joke like that, or you stole my joke. It was like, motherfucker, this is my real life. Can't nobody copy some of the shit that I really live. It's no way possible, nigga. I would have seen you in therapy with me. So that's, in my opinion, when rest in peace, David Arnold. When he was alive, I took his class, and one of the best things he said,
him, man.
It's always base a joke in some form of reality, and like a piece of like base it in reality, because it's easy to remember something that like almost happened or basically happened, and then you add a little fluff versus creating something completely out of nothing. This fictional ass storyline just so it's funny. That's gonna be harder. It's not gonna ring true to you. But like when you tell us some shit that really like you remember going through and the emotion comes through in the microphone, the audience is going to resonate with that. So always basing it in some form of truth. Always,
you took his hey, make sure y'all go watch his special, man. Fat Ballerina on Netflix. One of the funniest specials I've ever seen in my life.
Shout out David Arnold.
And I think they dropped 2 of them on Netflix.
Yeah, he dropped another one too.
So you took his class. You took a comedy. Was it stand up or like stand up? What was that like? So there's a lot of people who have views on like certain classes and stuff like that. I didn't start comedy taking the class, but I did take I signed up for some online stuff throughout the people think it's kind of a weird way to get into it, but I feel like learning from somebody like that is different. I mean, it's bro, everything ain't gonna be for you, but some things that are the shit that does apply, you adapt that and put it out in your toolbox. With David Arnold, it was great. He gave us a sheet and it had all of these prompting questions that help you do exactly what I said, like journal about shit that happened, like a family member that you might have forgot that you love imitating when you were a child or when you were younger, a school event or a certain point of life or a turning point of life. He had all of these questions on there that prompted you to write something about it. And that's where I pulled a lot of like, my set started changing about 5 years ago when I started talking about my family. And when I switched it up, it was an immediate change and a noticeable change in how I presented things on stage, how people resonated with it after the shows. People like, yo, my daughter did that too, or my wife does this too, or I remember my cousin doing that too. And like, that's completely different from, you was funny tonight. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you connect with people on that level, where you can turn a situation and make it very personal, but broad enough to where everyone can understand where you're going with it, you connect with people on a totally different level. So David's class was amazing. I forgot how many weeks it was, but maybe 6 to 8, and then we did a showcase show, and we all promoted it, and people came out doing those courses. The course building up into that, he would help us like really refine that. I don't know if it was a 5 or 8 minute set. And it was just dope, man. You had to put in the work. You know what I mean? You had to hit those open mics. You had to come to classes that when I took it, we were doing it in person. You had to come to the class prepared with notes, with punches, all that type of stuff. So it was great, bro. I loved it. I wanted to take it again, honestly. I know a couple of people that took it a couple times. Tony Baker took the class.
Shout out to Tone, man.
James Davis took the class. I think James took it twice.
Funny as hell.
Yeah, it was some dope products of that class.
Yeah, do you still have the sheet?
You know what? As I was talking to you, I was like, I think I still got that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I had it in one of my work desks at home, but I switched that one out for a new one. So I'm gonna go home and look for it because that shit was vital, bro. And when I get back home to LA, fly out tomorrow. Hang with the family tomorrow night, and then Monday I'm going to Joshua Tree for like 4 days. I always disconnect every 3 months or so, just go away from everybody and use that time to do nothing and everything at the same time. So if I find it, I'm gonna take it out there and I'm gonna just start journaling some more shit.
Yeah,
and start building this new outfit. If I find it, I'll shoot it to you. I'll shoot you a screenshot.
I would appreciate that, man. Yeah. How many years into comedy did you take this course? If you think?
I only took it once.
Yeah. How many years into comedy were you?
I'm sorry. Bro, I don't know, because everybody counts comedy differently. Ronnie Jordan said this from the first time you hit the stage. If that's the case, the first time I hit the stage was 2002. I remember I graduated high school, and I was like, I'm going to try comedy. And I went out to a Funny Bone and tried it, and I did 5 minutes. And it was crazy because like they wasn't at that time, they wasn't really fucking with black people like that.
Funny Bone?
In St. Louis.
Yeah.
It was Arvin Mitchell and maybe Javon Bibbs. And then shortly after that, they did the auditions for Coming to the Stage, the BET. And I think Arvin went on there. But then I didn't do comedy again for like maybe a couple years. And then when I started going to college, I started telling people I was a comedian, and I started going like kind of flirting with the stage, but I wasn't serious about it. But I hosted a lot of stuff for the school and shit like that. I didn't really get super serious about it till like right before I left for LA in 2009. And then when I got in LA, I really I hit the ground running. And because I had been, playing with it, I had like 15 minutes that was straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I had a lot of regional jokes too. You know what I'm saying?
Regional St. Louis?
Yeah, like Ventures.
So
like
you in LA telling St. Louis jokes.
You know what I'm saying? And them niggas like, what? I had a joke about snow and a snowsuit, and them niggas like, what? The fuck you talking about? My mom sent me, and it was so funny because it was real. Like my mom sent me to school one time in a snowsuit, and I had no clothes underneath. So I ain't got nothing catching the fucking sweat. Everybody in the morning, it was like elementary school, and the blackboard it was the blackboard that doubled as the doors that hid the coats, and like in the coat rack and shit like that. And I had goddamn sweatsuit. I mean, the snowsuit on, and like something similar to Stacey Adams. So like some hard bottom shoes with snowsuit. I look like a janitor. I really did. I don't think I've dealt with that traumatically. I think I still need to address that.
You need to write about that.
I need to talk to my mom about that. Like, why would you do that? My mom was so cheap, and she had a good job. My mom was a teacher all my life, and I was like, why are we at the Goodwill? We shopped at the Goodwill, called it Hood's Lot, and he's like, we shopped there a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Nah, we used to shop at like a Salvation Army thrift store by my house where I like these apartments I used to stay in, Jack's. That was the spot. My mom she also can't pick out my clothes or
my mom can't dress. Bless her heart. She can't dress with.
Not at all.
No.
She got me a City Trend shirt once. She was like, hey, I got some clothes for you I think you might like. I look at the bag. It's a City Trend shirt, and it's an all red shirt, and it just say no cap. I'm like, 100 times all over the shirt. Not one, it say no 100 times all over the shirt.
My mom got me so much bootleg FUBU and Averex bootleg ice cream.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm not even staying with my mom when she's doing a lot of this. Like, but she didn't start buying the quote unquote cool shit until after I left, and I was staying with like cousins and friends and shit. But I guess that was like her olive branch to like reconnect with me. But the shit was like visibly fake. Like stitching off. The tag is like a fucking piece of plastic. It's like, this isn't the tag, but she tried. Bless her heart. She definitely tried. It was trash. Though.
Yeah, I got to look at those pictures, man. My mom let me leave the house crazy, yo.
Yeah.
I had a mohawk phase. In middle school, I tried a mohawk. Black people shouldn't have mohawks.
You know what?
That's what I...
Embrace it, bro. Like, that's your walk. You know what I'm saying? God saw that for you.
That was rough.
The crazy part is, like, God knew that was going to happen because it's all written. So he was like, hey, this is going to be wild. He just let it happen. This is going to be crazy.
When you 25, you going to hate this.
Nigga, you going to look back and be like, Jesus. He's like, I know. I was there. Yeesh.
Oh, shit, man. Tahir, you do a lot of shows, man. You're on a lot. You have a lot of good games on your YouTube, man. Your wording is hard.
Yeah.
A lot of good content. Damn internet, you scary. And now you mentioned earlier that you were working on a new show. Where do you get that from?
A lot of shit is from past experiences of stuff that I might have forgot about.
Yeah.
I created a show called Bad News, and that was one that I gave to All Deaf when I was still working there, and that came from me and my wife laying in bed, and I just looked at her and I just started insulting her, like slowly, but like very passionately. And then she did the exact same thing to me. And I was like, oh my God, I think this might be a show. Yeah. And so we adapted the phones and stuff like that. And that was Bad News. Working as hard is an idea I came up with, and I shared it with my wife, and she was like, I should call it Spelling is Hard. She was like, no, you should call it Wording is Hard because you fuck up a lot of words. I was like, you're right. And I pitched it to my business partners, and we went from there. Spelling is Hard. Spelling is Hard became from there. That one became like a spelling bee. And the new one that I got is Ty Says, which is just like Simon Says. When I used to work for Truth, the Smoking Awareness Campaign, I used to do Simon Says with them. And so when shipment was low or we didn't have shipment at all, I would play this game because that allowed me to stretch it. Whereas we might give out like fucking 20 t-shirts in an hour. If I needed to stretch it so we only gave out like 2 t-shirts an hour, I could control the flow of wins because I was that good with it. Like the company brought me back 3 years just to play that game. And so this is 2007, 8, 9 when I did this shit. So this is 10 plus years later. And I'm like, let me see if I can make this a show. And so we just shot 8 episodes of that this past Wednesday, tournament style. And I'm gonna go get some on the street footage of me playing with people randomly on the street for inserts. And we're gonna drop that probably in the summer.
That's gonna be exciting, man.
Yeah, man.
Always working, always moving, man. Like I said, I'm definitely, I've been inspired by pretty much the way y'all whole crew moves. Just consistent content and coming up with new ways of things. Again, people like me, I've been watching you. I feel like forever, but obviously, y'all been doing this longer than I've even been. Conscious about it.
Man. So. When you were talking about like, man, it was 2004. I was like, hey, nigga. And you don't realize that. I don't feel like I've been in the game as long as I've been in the game. When I hear people say, yo, I was watching you when I was getting ready for high school. I was watching you in middle school. It's like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like that's when the mortality kind of kicks in. You're like, damn. I got more summers behind me than ahead of me. Maybe I don't know where it's at. And then that's when you it's hard sometimes to not question the walk of how far you are, where you wish you were, that type of stuff. When you think about that type of stuff, but I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful for the people that do come up. I'm thankful for the opportunities I've had. I'm excited about the future, but I'm grateful that I've made it this far.
Yeah, and when people like me say that, it's out of like respect.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's something I wish that I got to know what it was like in the times that y'all was doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be mad if I'd be like, damn, I should have started this sooner, man.
Bro,
it seems like y'all like I know it's rough days, but it just seems like that experience is something that I would love to have been a part of in that era. I feel like it was a changing era of comedy in all places,
It's always gonna be that shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like I wish I would have started doing videos earlier. Like Kev had been doing YouTube videos for years before he got to All Deaf Digital. When Periscope was really popping, Kev was on it every day, driving from All Deaf to his crib. He was, on it, talking to the people. He was invested in building his following. Tony Baker with the voiceovers. Tony Baker would crank out 10 voiceovers in a day. Yeah. And as a friend, I'm like, man, that's crazy. But that's also, I'm like, nigga, slow the fuck down. Nigga, let some of us catch up. But he put in the work. So it's like, we all wish we, would have did certain things earlier or experienced certain things, but all you have is now.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love Tony, man. He came here to Vulcan. I got to open up for him a couple of days, man. packed out. It was crazy.
Yeah, man. Tony Baker is one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah, he's a beast to watch. You gotta watch. You gotta see just how it's wild, man.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just amazing. First of all, I'm happy that you made time for this. Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
For bringing all that luggage all this way.
Hey, man. Once you said CP, once I know somebody that I fuck with heavy fuck with you, and they vouch for you, all right, fuck it, we do it then.
Yeah.
You drop CP's name. Shout out to CP. Shout out to Detroit.
He a real one, man.
Yeah, when you said CP did it, I was like, all right, well, fuck it. If the homie can do it, and he's a Pisces. You know what I mean? So,
I met him back before I even came here. That's what I do miss about being back home, like where I'm from, like meeting people like that, and then like, you know, like yeah, there's famous people and all this stuff out here or whatever. But first of all, you know, depending on what part of this scene that you're in, it's either isolated and you're not really gonna be able to cross paths with people like that. But I miss that. So just meeting people like y'all who I've been watching for a while, who are just dope as fuck. And then, you know, you never know what happens come after that, man. He showed me a lot. He put me up on Crack 'em Up when I was out there.
Sure.
They showed me a lot of love after my little 5 minutes that I did at the damn club. I thought I did horrible.
Yeah.
You know, because I've lived there. So I know shows where I've done great. I didn't even think I did that good, but he's like, nah, man, you like, that was dope. And maybe I'm just harder on myself.
Yeah, of course.
We're always tags and stuff after. I was like, oh, this is the first time I've ever had like
that camaraderie from a fellow, comrade and all of that. I'll tell you this though. I know the traffic that comes to Austin. You know, oftentimes it's not gonna look like us, and so like trying to get that, you know, connection with people, you feel like it's like, damn, how the fuck? Like I'm down here now. Yeah. But you build your room, right? You build you a solid ass fucking room. You built that room for you. Right? Not necessarily for people that look like you, but you built that room for you. You mold your audience into what you want them to be. If you want them to be a jovial, accepting, fun going that shit, you got to go up with that energy. You know what I'm saying? You have to host that show with that type of energy. And once that motherfucking show becomes undeniable, people gonna start talking, right? And so you take a week. The very next day after your show, you go out of town. You go to Chicago. Yo, what's up? I'm gonna do some stages and shit like that. Yo, I got a room down here. Like, oh, you such and such. Yeah, I heard about your shit. I heard your shit cracking. Boom. All right, I'm coming down there then. I'm coming down there. Boom. Now people are like, oh shit, I can come down here do a run. But they're gonna stop in and check in with you first because you got a fire ass room. So you do the same thing in LA. You do the same thing in Chicago. I mean, New York. You do it in Atlanta. And now motherfuckers are coming to fuck with you because you've built this fucking amazing ass room, and it starts with just a monthly, and then it goes to a weekly. But when you start building some shit, you get some quality motherfuckers in there. You know how to, you know, pack a show. You know, you a strong motherfucker, a new motherfucker, a okay motherfucker, strong motherfucker, new or okay, and then you close out with two strong people, and you bring good energy in between, bro. Your shit gonna be undeniable. It's gonna take a lot of leg work, but like, you know, nigga,
it's part of the game.
Yeah. And like, don't be too proud to get out there and pass us some flyers. If everybody's doing Instagram and we know that this shit is getting flooded with a lot of bullshit and shit, like, don't be afraid to go out there and hand out some flyers, old school style, have conversations with people like, yo, you should come check me out. Boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's how I started my shit at the Comedy Union when it was before the COVID. I had a $5 Wednesday. It was $5 to get in. We had $5 drinks. You had a $5 plate. You get 2 wings, some macaroni and cheese, and some greens. And for $5, you get all that for $5. And then the drinks are $5. And then the entry's $5. So then you can bring $35, have a bomb ass night, even with a fucking date. Yeah. And I was selling that shit like that. And that shit was selling out every fucking week.
That's a good ass idea.
It don't take much. It just take work. And I can get a game away for free all day. I'm not a gatekeeper on that type of shit because I want everybody to win. It's enough money. It's so much fucking money for everybody to win. But where a lot of niggas fail is the consistency. Whether it's content, whether it's podcasts, whether it's club, show ideas, that type of shit, it's always going to be the follow through. I can't give you that. Yeah. That's what you got to have.
That's real shit right there, honestly. I feel like I'm doing better on that aspect. Like stand up, we out every night. This podcast, I usually like put 2 episodes a week and all that. I'm trying to get, like, once I get that writing consistent, I think I'll be better. That's what I suck at, man. It's taking, you know, I get it. That's one of the harder things I've ever tried to do. But
I'm terrified of it.
Yeah.
Sydney has hit me multiple times. Nigga, when you want to take the class? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are you doing? When are you going to take the class? You said you wanted to write.
Yeah.
I tell you, I posted I'm having a class. You don't. I don't hear from you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm scared, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm scared of being bad, but fuck it. If I suck, then I got to get better.
I'm bad right now, so hopefully, you know.
But I mean, like, it's one of those things. Writing is one of those things where if you're bad, but you got a good teacher, they can see the potential. If you got the potential, then that's validation to keep going. If you're really, really bad, you'll know.
Yeah,
You know.
it was cool because I took the class before I even met Sydney. And then when I was at LA, he was hosting Chocolate Sundays one night, so I got to meet him for the first time. And nah, it was just reassuring. You know what I mean?
My cup is full.
Sure. Yeah. Shout out to Sydney Castillo.
Yes,
man.
sir. Shout out Fort Worth, Texas, Funky Town. You know what I'm saying? That's where he from.
Yeah, that's not too far. 3 hours away from here. You know, not too far, not too crazy. Tahir, man, is there anything that I missed that you want to talk about? I know you got to get out to this damn field with the festival and shit going. Big show tonight.
No, man. Follow, man. All I would say is if you fuck with me, please support by following or subscribing to my YouTube. Got a Patreon with some dope shit on there. If you want that, it's $5 up to $25. You got different levels, but this is how you support your comedians and your favorite entertainers is by, if you can't afford to support monetarily, then tell somebody, share something. Like that shit really makes a difference, and it helps spread the awareness and continue to grow our fan base so we are able to tour. Like we can't tour if we don't have people coming to the show. And let me say this. And I wish there was a way to fucking zoom in on me.
I can zoom in. You want me to?
No. It's okay. You do it in post.
Yeah, I got you.
When somebody's doing a show and they give you that ticket link, they're like, hey, grab your early tickets hit. Please do that.
Yeah.
Okay? It helps tremendously. It helps reduce anxiety and stress for the comedian that's putting on the show, because that helps us forecast, okay, we're 2 weeks out. Room is seats 200. We sold 75 tickets. We're perfect. We're on a great time. Okay, we're a week out. We've sold 125 tickets. This is great. It looks like it's gonna be a sellout. But if it's 2 weeks out and it's 4 tickets sold, 3 tickets sold,
that's happened with the show.
now I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's because of you guys. I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
That's gonna be unconscious. I'm gonna be a ghost. I'm finna fuck up all of y'all. But that really helps when you buy those tickets in advance. I know sometimes you're like, well, I'm gonna do it when I get some money. That's cool. Some of y'all just like, I'll just walk up to the door. I appreciate you coming, but it helps more when you buy it in advance, because then we're able to gauge what our night's gonna look at, and we're able to focus more attention on our set.
Yeah, and they don't know. The club manager's texting us about
man.
I tried to run. I tried to run one show out here. It didn't go that great, but it was my first time. I know what I did wrong now, so next time I'll be better at it.
There you go.
Like you were saying. But yeah, they didn't like when it's the day of and you got 2 tickets sold, and they text you in the morning. You be like,
yeah,
shit.
man. Yeah, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, so y'all show support, man. Support live comedy, man. Like you were saying. And if you want to support this podcast, it's the first link in the bio. Different tiers from the Buzzsprout y'all can support. I think this is episode 137 here at Bobby's Block Podcast, man. We got the great Tahir Moore in the building. I appreciate you for coming through. You're a real man, and I wish you more success. Again, like I said, I've been seeing you on the screens and stuff. I know it's more of that coming.
Yeah.
You've been working for a while. I feel like you've been out and putting in work for a minute.
I feel like I have too, shit.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. This has been a great episode, man. Make sure y'all go follow Tahir, support everything you got going on and on YouTube. Until next time, we gone. Peace. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna play one of your Chocolate Sundays clips on the way out of here too. Okay. So stick around, go listen to his Chocolate Sunday set, and laugh your ass off. This is Tahir Moore.